I'm Jimmy Stiles.
And I'm Polly Apollo from Painting with Colors, and you're listening to Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com sitting here at The Planet. As always, with me is Tim Martin working the board, making sure everything sounds great. If you need a DJ for your event, make sure you check out Tim at centralnhevents.com. And I'm here with two members, and apparently the only members of the band Painting with Colors. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good,
Fabulous.
good. Please introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Jimmy. I'm the vocalist for the project.
Okay.
I'm Paul, and I do all the instrumental composition, the electronics, and the live DJ rig.
Okay, so it's just the two of you. There's no other
exactly.
members.
Correct.
Very cool. Well, and I'm excited to have you guys on the show because what you guys do, your whole sound is different than anything else we've had on Local Outbreak. So it's
Yeah, we're excited too. Thank you.
Thank you for
that
having
makes
us.
it really cool. Absolutely. And why don't we'll chat in a minute, but let's play a track. What do you guys want to play?
I think we're going to play Dance Floor Rockstar first.
Okay. So this is Dance Floor Rockstar from Painting with Colors here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Party.
Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt from IPMNation.com. Sitting here with the guys from Painting with Colors. And there are only two of you in the band, but it sounds bigger. It sounds like there's a lot going on. So
yeah, that's what we try to do. We try to. That's actually how we came up with the band name. When you're listening to it, it almost feels like. Actually, I had a guy tell me the other day that it feels like when he was listening to it, colors were flying at him. And
really,
and that kind of made me feel good that we made the right band name choice.
Yeah.
And project choice. So, yeah.
It also goes beyond that, I think. Also, we come to the table as musicians with a variety of styles, dealing with electronics but, we really mix it up, and we have a huge diversity of styles within the electronic genre. So Painting with Colors is also a great name for us because, we're not just painting with black and white, we're painting with colors. Mm-hmm. So it works really well.
Well, now I have to ask you, how does the live show work? Because there's only two of you.
Well, Paul, he does all the composition, as you know, and he pretty much, if you've ever seen any of the other DJs and stuff live, they have crazy light shows, they have the big turntables, they give the light show, and that's pretty much 100% of their show, and tons of people go watch it because they like the lights. They like to see them maneuvering and doing whatever it is that they're doing, and we added a twist with live vocals, which you've never seen before. Even Daft Punk, back in the day, hadn't had live vocals. They just play the tracks.
Sure.
So that's where I feel we stand above certain people, and I believe we're actually going to evolve, and we're trying to make a new genre of music. So I'm very, very excited about it.
Well, how do you describe what you do now? I mean, Paul, I heard you use the word electronic a couple of times, but to go a little bit deeper, I mean, how do you describe what you do?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would say it's electronic, but we use electronics that actually mimic sounds of other instruments. Like you'll hear in our songs, you'll hear a lot of things that sound kind of like guitars and organs.
I noticed that. Yeah.
All sorts of, they don't sound exactly like them. They sound like they're electrified. But so I would kind of say it's beyond the electronic. It's kind of even got that punk rock feel, we're like electro punk, the dance music, but also with the guitars and all that stuff thrown in there. So
a lot of the new tracks that we're writing they're coming out pretty hard. So it's going to be along the lines of almost hardcore electronic. It's just going to make you, as soon as you hear it, you're going to want to dance. And,
sure.
And that's what we're trying to shoot for anyway. So
sure. How long have you guys been doing this? How long has this project existed now?
This project here is about 7 months. Prior to that, we were in a project together working on pretty similar music. Wasn't as mainstream, radio-ready stuff. It kind of had screaming. It was kind of like a post-hardcore project with electronic in it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's mainly where I came from in the music industry. That's where I had evolved into this from, was just the kind of hardcore scene.
And what was it that made you, were you both in that other project together?
Yes, we were.
What is it that made you guys decide to shelve that and do Painting with Colors instead?
Well, that door kind of closed on us for a variety of reasons. It just didn't work out. And
I'm looking for the dirt.
I want to hear the dirt.
Well, I did a few naughty things, and I just got kicked out.
Really?
Yeah.
You got booted.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Not my choice, because Paul's like my little brother anyway. So
yeah.
Not my choice, but it ended up being me and two other bandmates left in the project. I'm not going to plug them because I'm not going to give them anything on the air. So
Sure. So it didn't end well.
Yeah.
I assume.
It didn't end well, and I ended up going my separate ways and doing a solo project and pursuing my musical career, and then we found each other again, and ever since then we've just been making insane electronic music. So
Yeah,
and the album should be top notch.
Where do you guys record?
I'm going to plug this because he's a really good friend of mine. Matt Dalton out of 37 Studios in Detroit is a very, very good friend of mine. And we go there quite frequently. And he's just an amazing engineer and producer.
Yeah.
So is everything recorded there? You guys actually travel out there to record, or something's done here and then sent to him? Or how does that work?
We do a lot of the mastering and things of the electronic portion here.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
Paul.
mixing.
Yeah,
Mixing.
Paul probably better.
I compose all of the instrumentals before we go into the studio.
Okay.
So, we can kind of see what we're going for and get everything done with the roughs before we actually go into the studio and know what we're doing. But yeah, the instrumentals are all composed, basically just Jimmy and I, on my computer.
Okay.
And we do all the programming, and then we take them to Matt, and he totally helps us out, and we put vocals on it and everything.
Okay. So as far as the writing process, you guys write together the music part?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about the vocals? I mean,
vocals, we write them together too, actually.
Okay, so you guys...
Yeah,
write the lyrics
we
together.
have a lot of ideas that we bounce off of each other and
Okay.
Put to work and see if they go well in the music. And sometimes they don't, sometimes they do.
Sure.
Matt's also very, very good at coming up with what sounds good where too. And I'll give him credit for helping us out with a lot of the hooky vocal patterns that we do have. He did an
Definitely.
amazing job. And
So he's kind of involved in the songwriting to some extent, or is it more of a
just as
producer
far
role,
as
Vocals.
lyric placement and
okay.
certain things, I'd like to give him about 10% of the writing,
Sure.
10% just because he did help out with the vocal patterns pretty well, and the other 90% is us.
Yeah.
So when we write all of our own music from scratch, no covers, we're trying to make it a point, and a lot of bands are going out there trying to be cool, doing covers just
Sure.
to get famous, but we want to have all of our songs be hits, our songs,
right?
so we don't get in any trouble. I don't want to have to pay anybody money for
Exactly.
for royalties and whatnot. So
Do you do all the vocals, Jimmy? Is that
Yes.
all your voice? Okay.
yes, Paul did do in Love Spell. He did the na 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 nas.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
That was Paul. You can kind of tell the difference between my vocals and his, which kind of adds a cool twist to it. Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, Paul is probably going to venture into doing some of the harmonies with
Oh,
me.
good.
So it just takes a little load off live too for me, so I don't have to.
For you, but for Paul, wow, you
Yeah.
got a lot. You got a lot to do, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I like it. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Paul's a madman.
So on stage, Paul, are you kind of? I mean, are you fairly stationary because you have all the instrumentation to deal with?
Yeah, I'm stationary.
And then,
The only thing that's moving at like 1,000,000 miles per hour are my hands.
okay, all right. And,
Going
but-
between turntables, parameters, like stomp boxes, mixers,
Yeah.
lights, all that stuff. So
Okay. So then, Jimmy, are you free to move around a lot, or do
Yeah, I
you,
jump around and get involved with the crowd and
Yeah.
dance and
yeah,
yell at people if they're not dancing, because it's my job to make them dance.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Is there any kind of theatrical element to what you guys do live, or
No,
you just kind
I
of?
mean the theatrical comes into play where it's mainly you look at the lights and you look at the energy behind all of it. Me running around singing. I'm in the crowd singing with them. No, we don't put face paint on.
right?
We
No
don't-
face paint.
No.
Do you guys play a lot of shows?
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of stuff in Rhode Island and Boston and
Yeah.
a lot of New Hampshire things coming up. So,
What you guys do is like I said, it's fairly unique to the scene around here. I don't know of anyone off the top of my head who's quite doing anything like what you guys are doing. Is that a help or a hindrance as far as booking shows and getting out there? Does it help you to be able to stand out, or does it make it hard to find people to connect with as far as the booking aspect?
I think that it helps us in a sense.
yeah, I agree.
It's because nobody's ever heard anything like it. When they hear it, they're like, "Wow, this is new. This is
Sure.
something that I would like to get involved in seeing, and hearing." And I've never had anybody say anything bad about the music,
Good.
and
Good.
nothing but good things. And it's definitely a new thing for everybody. So we're encouraging everybody to take a listen and definitely listen to more of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just feel like certain styles of music start to lose their fullness after a while. You know, you get one person that copies this person, then copies this person, and copies the next person. By the time you hear that 10th or 50th person, it gets old, and you're just like, I've heard this before.
Yeah,
so
it loses its power.
We're trying to breathe
genres.
breathe the fresh air into the music and really create a new kind of music that people will like. And it looks pretty good so far.
Good. And what kind of bands do you guys play with when you do play live?
A lot of other actually DJs.
Yeah,
electronic.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get into. We did play some shows with a couple of our friends' bands that our friends' band, and then there were none. We in our last project.
Nice.
Yeah, Matt's a good buddy of mine.
Yeah.
We opened for them, and just pretty much they kind of do what we do, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. I think we're more dancey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in a situation like that, I mean, what happens? Do you try to win people over? Do you just kind of do what you do and hope for the best? I mean, that's...
We got in the music industry to make it. You gotta, and the funny thing is Norm told me this.
Yeah.
Norm said you gotta sell yourself to everybody.
Yeah,
You gotta
absolutely.
keep constantly selling yourself. If you're not selling yourself, you're not doing your job.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So as much promotion and as much getting out there as you possibly can helps.
Absolutely.
And it's not selling yourself as in like selling out.
Right.
It's kind of selling yourself as in saying, hey, we're here. We're ready to go big. And
believe in your product.
ready to have fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, very well said. Well, let's play another track from the disc. What do you guys want to play?
Let's hear Love Spell.
Okay.
Love Spell's definitely a good one.
Okay. And Paul, you've got a little bit of vocal on this one, right?
Yeah, I got the na-na-na-na-na-na.
All right, cool. Very good. This is Love Spell from Painting with Colors here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
100.1 The Planet's local outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt from IPMNation.com sitting here with Jimmy and Paul from Painting with Colors.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Well, let's talk about, you guys mentioned earlier you play a lot of shows. What else do you guys have coming up that you want to mention? Anything big coming up that you want us to know about?
We are going back into the studio full swing with our album coming out.
Okay.
I'm not going to plug exact date because we tend to take our time on our tracks, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say that it will be unlike anything anybody has ever heard.
Cool.
It's gonna be good.
It's like throwing Daft Punk in with Justice, with Painting with Colors, all with vocals, live vocals.
Right.
It just makes it so awesome, and we've been writing our asses off. Sorry if I wasn't supposed to say that, was I?
You can say asses.
I didn't
Especially
say
after
asses.
10 p.m.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Asses is fine.
Okay.
Now we've said it a bunch of times. It's probably fine. So, what do you guys listen to when you're, just in general?
I listen to everything.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen to everything but country. Actually.
Yeah, I like bluegrass. Not particularly. I will listen to it. Like I like Bela Fleck sometimes. But I don't necessarily like country too much either.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Me neither.
All right.
You went in depth on that one.
No, I hear that from a lot of people just generally. I listen to all kinds of stuff except country.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
actually,
true.
one of my biggest inspirations musically, it has been funk. Jimmy might not like funk as much as me.
Yeah, Paul's deep into that funk
But
music.
Right.
but especially if you're making dance music, you have to understand the elements of funk, and bass is all on the hips. So when you got a good bass line, everyone's gonna start moving. And I love funk. Earth, Wind and Fire, the Brothers Johnson,
Yeah.
Gap Band, Parliament, like all the guys from back in the day when I wasn't even born yet.
Sure.
But I get a lot of inspiration from them actually.
Right.
So
Right.
it's great.
Lately, I've been listening to a lot of post-hardcore stuff because that's what I grew up doing and performing. So that's what I still listen to, but mainly it's that and dance music now, just to get inspiration and get ideas and see what we can do to up
Sure.
our game.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely. I listen to a lot of dance music also, like electronic. It's all dance music, I guess, if it's electronic. Not all of it, most of it.
Right.
But
You're all over the place.
yeah,
That's all right.
I listen to mostly electronic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So is that the main thing now? Is working on the album? That's your main focus?
Working on the album and hopefully setting up a tour very, very soon. We're working on a couple things for promotions and management and things. So if that all works out the way we think it will, then we got definitely a lot of big things coming. So
Good. And the tracks that we're hearing tonight, will those be included on the album? Or
yes,
Okay.
they might be remixed and remastered a little bit, some more things that you haven't heard, so
Cool.
keep everybody interested in what we got going on. So
Yeah. Oh, very nice. And will it be a full-length album, or will
Yeah.
it be an EP? Full-length disc?
full
yeah, we probably have like 50 songs written already.
No
so.
kidding.
there are a lot to choose
And
from.
they're all just as catchy in their own way, so we're totally obsessed with our music.
catchy. They're all very catchy, but they're also very unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. But no idea. You don't want to put any kind of a date on that yet.
No.
Okay. 2011, sometime in 2011?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Well, I look forward to hearing that. And I like what you guys are doing. It's cool to hear something different. And we definitely haven't had anyone on Local Outbreak yet who sounds like you guys. So.
Awesome.
thank you.
But it sounds like that's kind of the goal too. You mentioned, you're
Yeah.
trying to kind of invent a new genre. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
that's great. That's great. Well, before we wrap up, I want to remind everyone, please, if you need a DJ for your event, check out centralnhevents.com. Check out what Tim does. He does a great job. And I also want to remind everyone, too, stick around after the show. Out of the Box with Amber Cool comes up next if you want to hear some great new music. And Jimmy and Paul from Painting with Colors, thanks very much for being here with us this week. And what do you want to wrap up the show with?
let's wrap it up with Icy Eyes.
Okay. Icy Eyes. Oh, and I forgot. Where do we find you guys online? I'm sorry. That's a very important bit of information I forgot to ask you.
We're on MySpace, Facebook, and Pure Volume.
Okay.
The most energy that we have is put into MySpace and Facebook. So you can find us at myspace.com/paintingwithcolors, facebook.com/paintingwithcolors.
Okay.
Very basic.
All right, because we want everybody to be able to keep up on what's happening with the new disc and all that. So, very cool. Okay, and this is Icy Eyes from Painting with Colors here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
.1 The Planet's Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
The Planet's Local Outbreak is recorded weekly at the studios of 100.1 The Planet. It's engineered by Tim Martin of CentralNHEvents.com. Matt Connerton of IPMNation.com is the host of The Planet's Local Outbreak. The show is produced and edited by Annie Biello of 100.1 The Planet. For artist links and details about The Planet's Local Outbreak, log on to The Planet's Entertain Me page, WPNHFM.com. The Planet's Local Outbreak is available for download anytime online, IPMNation.com/local outbreak. The Planet's Local Outbreak is a product of 100.1 The Planet and Northeast Communications.
Imp.
Just remember,
Imp Nation.
After you say your name, say the band name, and then go into the bottom part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Polly Apollo.
And I'm Jimmy Stiles, and you're listening to... Oh, damn. This one's difficult because it's not written for me.
Right.
All right, let's do this.
I'm Polly Apollo.
And I'm Jimmy Styles with Painting with Colors, and you're listening to impnation.com. You guys fucked me up, dude.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, dude. You guys messed me up because you said IMP.
That's funny.
You messed me up.
Instant dyslexia.
IMP.
Go ahead.
I'm Jimmy Styles.
And I'm Polly Apollo, and you're
This is harder than it looks, dude.
Super.
Nailed it.
Imp Nation. I'm Jimmy Styles.
And I'm Polly Apollo from Painting with Colors, and you're listening to Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.